Hello to all of you beautiful nerds, and welcome back from traveling the vast nerd universe. I am back with a new video, and I was not going to be making this video so soon, even though it kind of feels like it needs to be made, because ColourPop did do a new collaboration with a favorite anime of mine known as Sailor Moon. They did do one called the Pretty Guardian Palette, and even though that was a pretty good palette, but wishing it was less pinks and less corals, it did have a gold here and there. And I did buy a replacement for it just in case, because during the flood I did lose a lot of palettes, and I think the Pretty Guardian one was one of them, because my palettes used to be in a little drawer thing underneath the bed, and the flood was ankle deep. I thought my makeup palettes were safe, but they weren't when we were moving out. So like I said, I got a few replacement palettes at the moment, and well, one of them was the Pretty Guardian one, and that got re-released and was able to get on Ulta. Ulta was doing a $15 off of a $50 purchase coupon, and I did get that, and same was a few e.l.f. products. Like one of them was kind of like the Real Techniques Everyday Brush Set, but of course you do get a blending sponge. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this new one, the Love and Justice palette that just came out this month. Payday was when I bought this. So yes, I bought this with my own money. No, ColourPop doesn't know who the heck I am, and I'm not on their PR list, so I did not get this in PR. So I just got this over the weekend in the mail, because it came not too short. Sorry. So it came not too shortly. So like I said, I am not sponsored by ColourPop at all. So I took a look at the shade colors, and oh my god, I do not like them. I'm agreeing with someone who gave this a 2-star review because of the shade choices. I thought the Naruto palette was bad with what they did with some of the shades, like Hidden Stone and Hidden Sand. No. I kind of feel like it's a copy and paste of Too Faced, because let me show you. If you can't see, it's mostly pinks and purples and some lavenders and a blue and an aqua blue. I don't know what to say. I love Sailor Moon, and I thought this was gonna be a step up from what they did with Naruto. I can't. ColourPop, what are you doing? What are you doing with these palettes? Why can't you just hire anime fans and ask them, hey, is this a color scheme that fits with Sailor Moon now? They would say no. The pinks would make sense with Chibiusa and the pink on Sailor Jupiter's bows, but there's more to Sailor Moon than just pink and lavender and purple. Even though I did get a purple Ida bag for my first Sailor Moon Ida bag, but and of course I'm waiting on my Kickstarter bag that I got of Sailor Saturn's uniform. But that's another thing too, matching the purples with Sailor Mars and Sailor Saturn. But one, and possibly Aqua might match Sailor Mercury, and probably the Cobalt might match Sailor Uranus, but the rest not so much. I'm feeling like ColourPop is pulling away from their name a little bit. I kind of feel like they're afraid of putting other colors besides neutrals. And like I said, I kind of feel like they're copying off of Too Faced. This is based on my own opinion. Please respect my opinions on this palette. Besides the palette, I did get a highlighter. I'm not sure if it is on the bed. I know I put it on the bed. I know I put it here somewhere. Meh. I don't know what happened to it, but hold on. I know I put something else alongside this palette. Hold on. I know I moved all of my perfumes around, but I don't know what happened. Oh wait, found it. Ow, it was on the floor. And I also got it because it was a palette and face set, which came with one of their highlighters. Because I thought it was gonna come with all the highlighters that they were supposed to come out with for this collection, but nope. But at least I got one small set from Sailor Moon, and what I'm gonna do is gonna be doing a purple eye look. And trust me, I will have my opinions, even though they said the palette is very pigmented. Let's see how it goes. And also hoping nobody in the nerd universe would come and strike this video. To all the space trolls, please stay in your corner of the nerd universe. Please know that this video is for entertainment purposes only as well. So anyways, I'm gonna start off with my brows. Like I said, I was not expecting to do this video, and I kind of feel like I may have to put my 2 cents about this palette, even though I already did early on. And it was a 2 cents well paid so far, because I feel like this palette is not what a lot of Sailor Moon fans kind of expect when you think Sailor Moon. Even though some of the shades are named to kind of fit with the Sailor Moon theme, like Girl Power is one of them, or Destiny, because in all throughout Sailor Moon Crystal, they talked about the Destiny, and same with the original anime, they talked about Destiny as well, and same with the new movies for Eternal. I have not seen Cosmos yet because they haven't put it on Crunchyroll or Netflix. Even Hulu, they didn't put on there. I really want to see how they did Sailor Stars, the manga, as a movie, because the 2 Eternal movies were basically seasons 3 and 4 combined into 2 movies, which you get to, not season 3 and 4, I meant season 4 altogether, was pretty much put into a movie, which was Sailor Moon Super S. Season 3 was already made into season 2 for Crystal, so yeah. If you don't know, Sailor Moon Crystal is the anime based more on the manga, kind of like giving it the manga treatment, like what they did for Tokyo. Oh, sorry. Need this brush still for my brows because I haven't even put my favorite clear brow gel by NYX, the Control Freak. It is basically what if you took the manga and turned it into an anime. Like I said, they've done it with Full Metal Alchemist so far, and that turned out pretty well with Brotherhood. And they did the same thing with, they're doing the same thing with the Tokyo Mew Mew, which is another magical girl anime that I like. Not just because it has a girl that turns into a kitty, but I did like it because it was very cute. And I love the manga too. I did write a post on NerdyChicUniverse.com about other anime that should get the same manga into anime treatment, like Guardian Angel, for example. Love that series to death because interesting fact, Yukiro Tsukusaki did have a manga only character and an anime only character, and that would be interesting if they brought the manga to life. And the manga kind of deviated from the anime in a way. It was completely different with how the story was told, especially the Ice and Snow arc. I did like the Ice and Snow arc because you actually get to see how the play turned out. So I'm going to use my MAC long-lasting paint pot in soft ochre because I finished off Art There Peachy. This is one of the shades that everybody suggests to use as an eye primer. I also said Galaxy Angel should also have that treatment too, because the manga for Galaxy Angel and Galaxy Angel Rune were kind of different from the anime counterparts, because the manga had more of a story. I wouldn't mind seeing that as an anime. Anyway, I'm struggling with this paint pot. It can't be because it's had it for over a year, though. And it was not opened for over a year. Okay, enough with the eye primer, eyeshadow primer with the soft ochre. I think I picked one of the other ones and still had it in my makeup bag travel thingy for Ranger stuff, because I had a feeling we would be traveling to a convention again. Okay, now into this palette. I'm gonna be doing the purple shade type eye look. So I'm going into the warm plum undertoned one. It's when I was copying down these shades, while I'm looking at some of them, they have weird ways of describing each shade. Like this one is like a warm undertone plum. Like, okay. I'm not sure who wrote these, like I said. Forgot what this shade was called. It's going on pretty well. It has, most of these are duochromes in the palette, and a lot of brands do really good duochromes. Makeup Geek was one of them, from what I remembered. Rest in peace, Makeup Geek. But ColourPop is one of them. I also found NYX was really good with duochrome single shadows. I remember they had the, I forgot what they were, like, I think it was prismatic or something or other. I remember those shadows broke, like the packaging broke easily on those. I didn't even know they had single shadow pans, because that would have been easier, but I stopped buying them because of the packaging being so easy to break, and that was terrible. Okay, I need to find a crease brush for because I'm gonna go into the shade called Her Destiny, because that one fits, but I wish they made this into a gold instead, because Destiny, I think the color gold, not just like a regular purple. Like I said, the shades don't seem to match with their names, like I said with the Naruto palette. Kind of like how, if you haven't watched that video, let me point this out as an example. The Hidden Sand Village, for example, was a mauve that should have been a gold instead, in my opinion. If you haven't watched that, they give Hidden Stone a brown, which should have been a gray instead, because that would have blended so well with Hidden Mist, Rasengan, and a few other shades to boot. Like a mid gray almost. And now I'm going to go into one of the many lavenders. You can't have enough lavender in this palette. I'm like, really, ColourPop, what did you do with this particular thing. It's like you can't have enough lavender. Like I said, I kind of feel like they copied and pasted something from Too Faced, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go into the third shade in the middle row for this lavender. And I kind of feel like I could have gone away with putting a red or something to represent Mars, or like I said, her destiny should have been a gold, in my opinion. It's like everybody has a gold eyeliner somewhere in their collection. I mean, at least with Pretty Guardian, they put a gold shade in that one. You know, when I get the replacement, I'm thinking of combining both palettes for a look, and see about doing that and posting it on Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, it is Mari Blue Cat. So, shameless plug. But again, I kind of feel like some of these shades, in my opinion, of course, I'm agreeing with the person who put that 2-star review. They should have had someone being a consultant, like an anime fan, saying, yeah, these shades don't fit the idea of Sailor Moon. Yes, should we use the Jupiter Duet Pink in their Sailor uniforms, but you're kind of missing the point of Sailor Moon. I mean, when you do your Disney stuff, some of the colors fit with things in that, like with their Alice in Wonderland bit. So now I'm going to use a purple eyeliner to line my eyes. But again, I kind of feel like they should have a Sailor Moon fan to work with them. Heck, I would even make a better palette than this, alongside the Naruto one. I think the only palette that they had made that kind of fit with the idea of the franchise was Winx Club, that they released it back in spring. I think they had more Winx Club fans, but when I read the shade names, they even had shade names based on things from the show, like Domino, Dragonfire example, as an example, Trident as another, and they had colors based on things from the show itself. It's like, why don't you had done the same thing with Sailor Moon and have Sailor Moon fans help you create the color story for this palette, because it could have been better, in my opinion. Like I said, it could have been a lot more better than what has been made right now. Okay, just putting away my eyeliner. Oh, wait. Okay. Now, I'm gonna clean up around my eyes. And gonna curl my lashes for mascara. Making sure I don't have so much glitter fallout, because sometimes with the glitter shadow, it can fall all over the place. Gonna use a nice little lash curler. And now I'm gonna use my, oh, where's that lash primer? I know I have it here. Oh, on it. Now that my lashes are curled, I'm gonna put some lash primer on my lashes to prevent any watering. Because if I don't do this, my eyes are gonna hate me for this. And now I'm gonna put some mascara. I think I'm gonna use one of my Ico mascaras. Even though I think this one may have dried up a little bit. I'll toss it. And now I'll set this aside. Now I'm gonna grab another mascara and put that on top, because I want to layer on the volume. I'm gonna use this one. You don't need lashes to look great, because mascaras already do what false lashes would do. And not only that, you don't want to have glue left over. That's another thing too. It's like you have glue on your lash line from any false lashes if you're not too careful. But in my opinion, you don't really need them. All right, on to the face. Let's see. That's setting spray. Setting spray. I know I have my marshmallow face primer. There it is. From NYX. I love this stuff. It feels nice and cooling as I put it on. But it's not going with me to Ranger Stop because I picked up some stuff from e.l.f. and my dad was visiting over at Target to try out during the trip. So hoping my face doesn't break out, because some of the stuff is supposed to be good for people with sensitive and dry skin like me. So hoping it doesn't break me out, because I am taking a moisturizing cleanser, so I could be able to use that in the shower, because I do double cleanse, and once in the morning, once in the evening. Okay, let me grab my concealer from Fenty. And put this on my under eye. I do like this concealer, but it's pretty pricey on its own. So that's why I like to wait until if it's on 21 Days of Beauty sometimes. Alright, gonna blend it with my sponge. I even packed 2 sponges for Ranger Stop. I don't know what happened to one sponge that I was using. It was on my vanity 1 minute, then it disappeared. And it's one of my favorite types of sponges too. So let's see, what foundation should I haven't given much love to the NYX foundation. Let me see if I can find it in its little tubey. And it's here. Oh, no, that's Ariana Grande. The Run. R.E.M., shall I say. Oh, done it. Yeah. One thing I don't like about tubes is I wish they could just put this in a bottle. Make it a lot easier. And okay, gotta put this on my face. But back to the Sailor Moon palette thing. Yes, it's pigmented, but I do agree with the 2-star review. I wish they had actual fans doing this palette, because I kind of feel like I said, a copy and paste from Too Faced, and it doesn't follow the theming as it's supposed to be with Sailor Moon, in my opinion. Like, too many pinks, too many purples. I mean, what's going on with ColourPop? Are they trying to be like Too Faced? Are they trying to be like the other brands? Basically, how someone put it pretty interestingly, when you look at ColourPop, they're kind of in Makeup Revolution as well. And a few other brands, they're kind of like the fast fashion of makeup. Like, they're putting out so many collections within a week of each other, and it's hard to keep up with them because not everybody could purchase makeup that much. I mean, I try to keep myself from over purchasing products myself so I don't run into issues down the line. Yes, I would like to have like the latest items at the moment, but it's hard to keep up. And of course, I go back to my tried and trues, and I kind of saw a Mallory Brooke video where she talks about how MAC is not being looked at because all the other brands are doing what they're doing, and they get hyped like crazy for the products. Hoping my zit doesn't poke through my foundation like it did yesterday. And ColourPop has been releasing a lot of new things over time. Like, they released the Haunted Mansion palette for Halloween last month, and they released this a few weeks later. And what's gonna be next? Their Christmas collection? I'm like, oh boy. Let me clean off the remnants of foundation on this little palette, hoping I blended a lot better, because somehow this foundation, I have bad luck blending it in. So, and with releasing so many things, it's like they don't take I feel like they don't take enough time to be like, hey, how we're gonna do this palette, you know, should we do the same things that we've been doing, just make it a nude eyeshadow palette, or just do pinks and purples with a hint of blue? That's how I kind of feel like they've been doing a lot nowadays, not thinking about what would be something that fits, in my opinion, except the like I said before, the color story for Winx, it fits perfectly. Color scheme for Naruto, some did fit, but others don't. They don't fit as like they're supposed to, like I gave the examples earlier. with Sailor Moon. Here, it's like, let's just make it purple and pink and a few hints of blues. I'm like, really? You're gonna stick with that? When Sailor Moon is all about other colors in the with all the Sailor Guardians. You're not gonna do something like putting a black for Sailor Pluto, for example, or it would be kind of interesting if they kind of did one big palette and split it up and put shades for some of the villains as well, like one called Queen Beryl, one called Amazoness Quartet, something like that. Heck, even Galaxia, because the final season had to deal with her. Like, do like a villains and heroes palette, because when Vans did their Sailor Moon collection, they not only focused on the heroes, they also focused on the villains. The pair of Vans that I got from that collection had them ready to fight Queen Beryl on the front of on the front side of the shoes. You see them getting ready to fight the Negaverse. That's how the original Deep Dub called it. And have a shade for Artemis, Luna, and Diana. I mean, because in the last palette, they had a shade for Luna. But bring it back and do like a gray for Diana, a white for Artemis, and a deep purple for Luna. I mean, what's wrong with doing the cats as well? Okay, for blush, I'm going to do Dainty from MAC. So it is a palette that includes pinks. Why not do a pink blush? And I'm trying to pan this one because I had it for a long time. Again, like I said, like I would love what just fell. I'll check it after but again, in my opinion, that would have been a greater palette because you're not just focusing on the heroes, on our heroes, including Tuxedo Mask. Like, do something with the good guys versus bad guys type thing, and just go from there. I mean, I would do that if it was My Hero Academia collection, where we're not just focusing on the good guys, but also the bad guys as well, like Shigaraki, Toga. Yeah, Toga, Compress. Pretty much a good portion of them. Okay. Highlighter. This is the highlighter that I got with my palette. I wish they gave me all the other two, but no. You're like, no. Hmm? Okay, there we go. Huh? I thought this was I think this is I guess this might be the glow, the face glow. Let me use my sponge. Yeah, I think it might be the jelly, like the glow cream. Yeah, if I'm using like a cream blush, I'm just using my I think it is the highlighter that whew. Think I got it, even though this look doesn't go the way that I hoped. And well, what can you do? So now I'm gonna use a smaller brush to blend any harsh edges. From my blush. But again, like I said, if I were to do a My Hero Academia type collection, I would just not focus on the heroes, would focus on the villains as well. Because they're, to me, is in any good story, the villains are also important to the story as much as the heroes themselves. I mean, for instance, back in the day, back in the original Power Rangers, everybody loved Lord Zedd because he was completely different from Rita. And when they kicked her out for a bit, parents thought he was scary. And they're like, bring Rita back. And I'm like, no, a lot of us kids liked Lord Zedd. He was cool. But no, they did bring Rita back eventually. They had to pick a different actress for her because, well, a stand-in actress, because the original Japanese one that was her stand-in was already passed away, so they had to get someone else to stand in. Yeah. And now to fan off my setting powder. But of course, like I said, any good story, you gotta at least give some villains a fighting chance. Haha. And like I said, if they do a collection for My Hero Academia, please hire somebody who knows the anime. I mean, this collection, well, this eyeshadow palette does not fit Sailor Moon. I'm sorry. So that pretty much completes the eye look. All I have to say, I wish there were more colors to play with than just pinks and purples and an aqua and a cobalt. Or at least make a palette where it's like part villain and part hero, because that would have made this collection a little bit better in my opinion. Even though it's supposed to be love and justice, but I think it should be good versus evil, you know. And plus, this is getting closer to Halloween. I mean, why not also include the villains, because of course they did do Hocus Pocus focusing around the sisters, you know, last year since Hocus Pocus 2 came out. But anyways, ColourPop, please just go back to adding more color to your palettes, because there's more to things than just pink and purple and neutrals and everything. Like I said, you used to have blue and black lipsticks. What's going on here? So, yeah. So that completes the look. So, I hope you enjoy everything. Also, check out any other videos on here, because I have many playlists, including our convention playlist, like convention content from over the years. Also, make sure in case if you haven't followed me on Instagram, I am Mari Blue Cat over there. So I'll be putting up some other photos. Right now, I have not posted anything on nerdychicuniverse.com. I may be doing that in a few weeks with Ranger Stop coming up in November. So hoping we can get a lot of content up there from that convention, because we haven't been back to a convention ever since last year. Because if you haven't seen my video about Hurricane Nicole, and you should hear the story behind all that from last year. It was a crazy year, and so far so good. We are already going through an okay storm season, so yeah. So until next time, stay beautiful, all you nerds, while traveling the vast nerd universe. Okay, come to Mama Brown, Touch Plus.